everyone, welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist Resurfaced. I totally forgot to find an animal or a beast. I'm a black dragon!
Bye.
Ready to inflict your caustic hate upon the world.
Just vibing in the
You named it there! Do we have any announcements?
Yeah, we do.
Take blood off of me.
We're really
got
high
you.
on our own supply right now.
Hello everyone. Before we get started, we got a couple quick announcements. We just want to give some shout outs to our sponsors. The first of which is the Little Dragon Corp. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian dice company. They've got awesome tabletop gear. You can check out their Twitter at Little Dragon Co. 1 to stay updated on all their awesome products, and you can use the coupon code PROBONUS when you head over to littledragoncorp.com and get 10% off your order. Our second sponsor is Cardboard Castle Games. They are a lovely game store local to the Evans, Georgia area. Please give them your patronage if you find yourself there, but you can also check them out online. Thank you to both of them. Additionally, please check out our other games. We have games every day of the week. We have a bunch of games for several major published modules, 5th edition, as well as homebrew, D&D 5e games. We also have some games that are in systems other than 5e, so hopefully we have something up your alley. And we also have a community Discord with public channels now, so you can check that out. The chat prompt was just put in, so click on that and join and hang out with us. And you can then also potentially sign up for a subscriber game, so anybody who subscribes to our Twitch can now sign up to play in games that are run every month by our talented DMs. The info for that is in the community Discord, so that's double the reason to join and vibe with us. Also, thank you to Adrian Von Ziegler for some of the music that we use here on the Wednesday games. He's a very talented composer with awesome content usage rules for like small channels like ours. So please check out his YouTube and his Patreon and support him if you can. I believe for Mystic Hour right now is taking a little bit of a break, and Christy is gonna stream when kind of just like as she feels like it, but usually like every other week or like 2 on 2 off. You can check out the Star Wars game, which is very riveting, and like they were all like dying. I don't even know, like everyone was hurt and her dying.
Yeah, we're preparing to fight the Empire. We're saddling up with the rebellion and getting ready to kill the Empire as they attack a planet. So come watch us either blow up a planet or, you know,
Get blown up. I don't have any other announcements. If there's nothing else that anyone else wants to say, then I'll...
I think then we can jump right into recap.
Alrighty. So let's see. We just began with... Did we actually begin with finishing our little shopping in the above market? No, yes. We had done... No, yes. Starting the party has been tasked by their mutual... Liara's our friend. Mutual friend Liara, that we had reconnected with here in Baldur's Gate, to receive a shipment from a Mr. the Fletcher, or Mrs. the Fletcher, that
Fetcher.
They don't make
They don't make arrows.
Let me... The Fetcher was trying to jip Liara on a crate of drow poison, and she said, I'm not about that. So we were like, let's go help you out. We'll find the poison, or we'll get you the money for it, and then we will have a little bit of a task for you that may or may not be murder. And she was like, yeah, sure, fine. I mean, if you can get it, because it's all in the Undercity of Baldur's Gate, which you don't know how to navigate. There's only 2 entrances, and there's a lot of really shady people down there. But I'll tell you where one is. And we were like, cool, where is it? And it was at this weird tavern that was like a weird... Can I say weird multiple times? A tavern that was sort of a mismatched, like, clipping of buildings all haberdasheried together. So the party infiltrates into this tavern and is trying to figure out a way to get into the Undercity. Into the Undercellar, I think is actually what it's referred to as. Which led to Sir focusing on Focusing on a find. I can't do it. Focusing on a
familiar?
familiar ritual in the toilet for a full-on hour while
Under the guise of taking a really aggressive poo.
Meanwhile, the girls were actually useful, paid people off, figured out the secret password, and all of this crap. Sir saw that they were using a wall in the bathroom as like a secret message and like leaving symbols and stuff, but he couldn't even figure it out. But he has a spider instead of a duck now, and everyone thinks that this tiefling is horribly constipated. We got a shot glass from the bar. We gave a secret password. We wandered around the back area of this tavern, which probably had some sort of magic going on. So we looked like idiot tourists. We found a wardrobe. We opened the wardrobe. We put the shot glass in the wall, opened a secret door, and went to another bar in the undercellar. And then immediately started shit-talking the Fetcher because we need his attention and he has people absolutely everywhere. We were approached by a wonderful drow elf and his very interesting animal companion who claimed that he could help guide us through the undercellar as that is his job. We were like, sure, let's go for it. We're looking for some... Would you happen to know where some drow poison is? Not because you're a drow, just in general. And he was like, well, there is this black market that we could check. So we went to the black market, and then we kind of got caught shopping. And that's where we are. So we started with shopping, we ended with shopping, and I'm really good at doing recap when I have the giggles.
We also got a message from Bramble.
That's right. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Palace's familiar, who is a fairy, who's still in Waterdeep, got a message relating to a very wealthy, exclusive family that we're trying to spy on because we are kind of thinking that they're devil cultists. So he is getting to know the kids as a way to get an in, and we communicated some further plans with him, and we were also like thinking about switching it up with Galore, our magic stone that's actually a giant ageless demi-sea god knowledge boy. But he's a rock now, so...
But he's a rock now.
We're going to find the poison, and we're not going to anger any shady people down here. Unless we want to. Unless we want... Do we kind of... No, but we're in your city. Do you want to, like, mess up some of the, like, bad people in your city?
I love that idea.
Alright, well then I guess we're gonna mess up some people in the bad part of the city.
Gonna mess around. Maybe,
maybe
step on
find
some
out.
toes, maybe.
Step on
Maybe fuck some shit up. Oh.
I just like the idea of these people showing up in every city and immediately getting involved in the black market dealings of that city within like a day.
Nathaniel's gonna be
like,
so mad at me!
There's a little brouhaha! Little chaos!
There's like all these powerful people and we keep on like accidentally ruining their plans. And then they're like, who are you?
We're drunk, that's who we are.
We're the Three of Cups.
Okay. Okay. Oh god. Sorry. My desk is a minefield right now, apparently. Okay. So you guys are kind of in that area. It wasn't quite a market, but it was more like a place where people congregate to trade goods that they have brought. Like if someone has purchased something, they'll go here to bring it to do so. But there are people who will sell you things here. So you guys were kind of messing around a little bit, but you bought a few magic items, I believe. You were with Sawyer, who is just patiently waiting. He's kind of leaning against a wall with his arms crossed, and Dror, his dog, his hellhound, is sitting next to him, just sort of taken in the room, just regarding everything.
Alright.
I'll probably, because I don't think Talus was actually buying anything other than like making sure, giving money to. I think I gave Sir money to buy stuff.
I got a circlet of blasting.
Yeah. So after, I would probably just go stand with Sawyer and Dror, and I would just be like, I'd be like asking about Dror and like really wanting to pet Dror, but not, because he's like a little scary.
He looks scary, but I've had him since he was, I don't know if you'd call it a puppy, because he's not a conventional dog, but I've had him since he was first created. So he's very nice.
Does he like ear scritches, or is he more of like chin scritches?
Oh, I wouldn't touch his chin. He's got sort of fire falling out of his mouth. But
I thought it was just the color. I didn't realize it was real fire.
no, he's a straight up hellhound.
Oh damn!
Ah! Can I give him a gentle pat, like on the shoulder, then, so I'm away from the fire?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go to Dror and say, "All right, Dror, I'm going to pet you on your shoulder now," and I will slowly put my.
He like leans against.
I go and I pet him very gently, a couple times, and then I pull my hand away. Good pup.
He and I have been together for a very long time.
He looks like a lovely lad who likes to enjoy a good Sunday brunch.
Yes, he is. He laughs.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about the movie theater stuff and I need to get it together.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'll wait for them though.
Okay. He does ask though, so you're new to the Undercellar. What business do you have down here? You mentioned drow poison.
Right, yeah, well, so we're kind of, something that our friend was trying to acquire was delayed under suspicious circumstances, and we're trying to figure that out. And apparently it was going to our friend from the Fetcher, so we're trying to get to the Fetcher to figure out what happened with the item that they were looking for, which may or may not be jar poison.
Okay. So you're trying to take the Fetcher on then?
Well, not unless we have to. I mean, the thing, sort of, more just like get his attention and try to resolve
notice me,
it.
senpai.
What is a senpai? I've never heard this word.
It's a very strange word. Is that common?
No, it's just a word that came into my head. I don't know where it came from. It's really weird. I get weird pulls, and sometimes weird languages just come forward. It happens.
Then.
It just means we want him to notice us. Or her.
Are you okay?
I was trying to say Sempi.
Tempe?
Senpai?
Senpai.
Right. Certainly a new one.
Senpai.
Senpai.
Noticed me.
Senpai.
I'm sorry, Chell.
Senpai.
You want senpai?
Senpai? You want senpai? You want senpai?
Was there anything else that you guys wanted to do here at the... I'm gonna call it a market for simplicity's sake, but...
Did you want, Christy, did you want and or get a Cloak of Protection? Or is that...
Oh. How much was
I know you were
that
looking
again?
at one.
We were
looking at it. Did I get
I
it?
think you paid for it.
I think you paid for it.
Let me look.
It was only like 100.
I did get
100
it!
gold.
Oh yay! Yes, I did.
It just so happened that in both Wednesday games, we stopped with you looking at Cloaks of Protection.
I know, right? It'd be like that. I'm like,
Okay,
I just need
I want-
some armor, okay?
I wanted to make sure that you
My
got that.
armor
Okay.
class is 17, you guys!
Mine's
so proud of
50.
you.
Good. Let's hope that there's no
No more
people down
stabbing
here
or
with
shooting me in the
guns.
stomach!
Yeah.
AC 17 is nothing to a Glock.
Oh,
I think-
you're
Watch
right
out.
though. You're right though. It's not enough.
I think that there's nothing else that we need to buy here. Have we done a poll for... I'm willing to trust the cards to find this poison,
Part of
because
the cards.
knowing your cards, we will just find it.
Bitch, let's go. Let's pull them out. I was already shuffling them earlier.
Not to mention any NPC that travels with us needs to see the card pulls.
Yeah, if you're sitting here and doing this in front of Sawyer, he's watching you with curiosity.
Yeah, she's predicted the future with this.
Fascinating.
She can basically read your mind.
I mean, I can do
So be
that
careful.
too.
Well, she
That's
can
a
do
separate
both.
thing. That's a separate
She
thing.
can.
Never without permission.
All right.
Unless
Should,
it's,
who wants to do the roll? D100.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. He says... Real
Is that the Nova? Is that the Nova deck or the new deck?
Oh, it's the Nova
Oh.
deck.
I thought it was 100. It's a 10.
All right. That's
Oh, that's top card.
top card.
It's just the one.
Oh. This is a card
What if it was
Liara's
the three
pulled
of-
before.
Wait, what is it?
Well, I mean...
This card Liara pulled before. 9 of Swords.
The card that wigged her.
Oh, the one of the girl in the bed. Yeah, yep, there it is. Damn, I thought you were gonna say Devil Reverse, and we were just gonna be like, looks like we all need a release.
Dude, I think it's kind of interesting. In all of our polls, the Three of Cups has never shown up again.
And then the
Weird.
hidden influence, because like this seems like a good idea. Justice. So the hidden influence,
yeah.
because it was the top card, I feel like it seems appropriate. So this is the hidden influence is justice.
What does it mean?
I'm looking.
Nova's like, hold on. I'm like, I'm reading.
Mom says it's my turn with the tarot cards.
So 9 of Swords meaning upright is anxiety, worry, fear, depression, nightmares.
Look at my...
The more you associate with the fears, the more they will rule your life. If you obsess over what's not working, the more anxious you become and the more you will worry. It will become a negative cycle where one awful thought leads to another and another and another until they overwhelm you. Just as the 9 of Swords are stacked upon each other on the wall, you too are in your negative thoughts. There's a longer... I'm not going to read the whole thing. But the hidden influence is upright justice, fairness, truth, cause and effect, law.
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Basically,
Fetcher.
you are being called to account for your actions and will be judged accordingly. You have acted in alignment with your higher self and for the greater good of others. You have nothing to worry about. However, if you haven't, you will be called out and made to own up to your actions. If this has you shaking in your boots, know that Justice card isn't as black and white as you may think. A level of compassion and understanding accompany justice. And although you may have done something you regret, this card suggests that you will be treated fairly and without bias. Be ready to take responsibility for your actions and stand up accountable for ensuing consequences. You will need to make an important choice with a potential long-term repercussion.
If that's not this campaign.
I mean, yeah, it's so. I mean, it's very appropriate considering, you know, we're in the underground market.
Well,
What
well,
is justice
also-
down here anyway?
Liara's card comes back up when we're down
Delhi.
here because we're doing
That's
a
what-
mission for
And the fact that
Liara.
I remembered that's the card Liara. Like, whenever I see that card now, I'm like, this is Liara.
I mean, that card really wigged Liara the first time.
It really did. It really
She kinda
did.
read
It
that and
clocked
she was
her.
like, you know what? I'm
Thanks.
gonna go.
Thanks, Nova.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like the one moment where Liara was just like, I'm just like,
I think that's where the iconic Chell face came from because Chell went,
Yes.
and we were like, oh, Liara got wigged. But
Do you remember if she pulled it upright or reversed?
I think it was upright.
I think it was upright. Because we were pulling so many reversed, and you were like, wow, someone pulled an upright card. So, well,
Alright, well,
so does that have to do with
maybe we're
us?
or Liara. It's interesting that Liara's card came up, but I think that means we're probably on the right track if it's kind of connecting us to that.
Makes sense.
There will be repercussions, but I feel like if we make enough noise and if we are solid in our intentions, which is to help, then
To help her.
yeah.
I mean, it could also have to do with our other job in the future too, I suppose.
I mean,
All right, Calliope,
oh, yeah.
the kid.
The
Yeah.
fear. But I think we have to make noise, but I think that noise has to keep Liara's name mostly out of it.
Yeah. She's kind of scary, so it's like, you know.
She's
And I think she like wanted us to do it on her behalf, but if I recall correctly, she was like, "Don't be like we are here like as the representatives and agents directly of."
Yeah.
It was more like figure it out.
More like
On
get
the-
my
It
shit
was-
back,
it was.
beach.
It was kind of like figure it out.
Oh.
So we
I feel like we're on the right
we
track.
still I guess Sawyer. What is
Yes.
what other things are relatively close by to this chamber that we could continue on with?
There's a few things. There is, I guess the best way to describe it is a cafe. It's not a cafe really in the traditional sense. It's not like there's a waiter that's going to come up to you and take your order, but there's also the notary, if you're interested. Sets up shop nearby. It's not actually a notary, he's just a professional forger if you have anything that you need. He just
I
calls
can
himself
do
a
that.
notary.
I was like, Nova looked like genuinely confused for a minute until he's like, it's not actually. And
There's
she's
a
like,
lawyer
"Oh."
down here.
Wait, what? Justice?
Legal
Not
services down
Justice?
Also, though, not Dylan having a Sir moment and being like forgery and thinking like us.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no. I love how we went on totally opposite directions.
Directions. Money.
I love how whenever you play Sir, like
get
Just dumb down.
you're not an unintelligent or like unwisdomous person. You're a very smart man. But whenever you play Sir, you like get these like you never have the logical
like,
thought process.
It's like Travis when he played
funny.
Grog.
Yeah.
The Shaggy meme of like the spirit of Shaggy took over my mortal body
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
blacked out for all of the filming of the Scooby-Doo Mystery Island whatever.
Oh yeah.
No, wait.
There's also, I think nearby, if he's currently set up, it changes every once in a while to something different, but if he's currently set up, there's an armory, but it's more armor that you can get, like, it's got concealed, like, daggers in the braces, things like that. Things that you can't really buy, on the surface. Compartments for vials of poison, things of that nature.
What about armor that you can wear under clothes?
Well, I suppose it would depend what kind of armor.
Okay.
If you have leather armor, you could wear it underneath your clothes.
Almost as if you could put like liquid metal
Oh
on your
god,
body.
here we go.
I mean, I was thinking more of remember when we were we were talking about the metals and there was talk about there was a second metal that was like really
Mithril?
mithril. Yeah. Not.
You might be able to find some mithril armor down here. The armor I'm talking about generally just like modifies armor to suit particular needs.
Clandestine.
Exactly. But if you're looking for mithril and you'd like to get it far quicker and easier, you might be able to find somebody down here who could find that for you. Mithril is far more easier to come by than adamantine armor, so...
It must be so hard to get adamantine.
Quite a...
I make too many meta jokes and it's gonna bite me in the tuchus.
Chalice is gonna destroy us. Like,
Chell's third eye is activating, like, I see your bullshit!
I haven't used what was it?
oh god,
The rolls that you guys did for, remember? I haven't used
the
those yet.
Halloween rolls?
Oh my
Wild
god!
I forgot about those!
That was all the way back when we were fighting the scarecrow!
The hags, yeah, with the scarecrows.
I'm holding them for the perfect moment, so just don't test me.
No!
Please, I'm a little goblin. I have 6 HP.
There is also a healer, if you'd like. I mean, most people don't necessarily want to go to a temple dedicated to some sort of god in order to get healing, of a magical nature at least. So there are a few clerics down here that provide their services occasionally. I think the cafe is the closest nearby if you want to pass through that way, and then beyond that, there might be. And he's like, kind of drawing out with his finger. A gambling den nearby if you want to partake a bit.
Well,
Cards, 3 dragon ante, dice, anything really.
oh, well, if we like won really big there, do you think that would be another mark in our favor for trying to get the Fetcher's attention, or is it more of just like a small scale thing?
Well, it's not small scale, but the Fetcher, I'm not sure that the Fetcher would pay that much mind. Yeah, I suppose it would depend on how big you won. Are you good at cards or dice?
I'm quite good at dice, I say as I fondle my set of weighted dice.
And I'm quite good at cards, I say, just being good at cards.
Wouldn't Noah be the one that's better at cards because she pulls them all the time?
My cards are
Different kind of
special.
card, love.
Well, yeah, but it's just like the energy of it. Also, Sawyer, all of those things sound very interesting, but I will say that between the three of us, we have most of those skills and abilities covered, like forging, healing. We cook stuff. We have a restaurant. We have a tavern. I mean, we'll still go and see all of it. But
Well, aren't you jack of all trades?
We certainly are. I'm proficient in a forgery kit.
That tracks.
She's a healer.
That tracks.
I didn't need to be going to Kev all this time?
What?
Oh,
You've seen me like write letters, like I changed my handwriting.
No, I thought you meant like working a forge.
You mean an armory, like smithing?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's why you were like, we have all of those skills, and I was like, anyway.
Most of them. I look
Maybe
at Nova like I basically like.
All right. It sounds like maybe either the gambling hall or the cafe. Is the cafe a place where people would do business? Meetings?
It is a meeting place. It's a bit different than the bar that you came down in. The bar's kind of like where people stay and congregate if they're looking for guides and things like that. This cafe, I say cafe, that makes it sound like it's this like sweet little coffee shop that you can go to and get glasses or get cups of tea and like pastry. It's not. It's you can have like there's like stew that you can eat and like ale, but it's.
I gotta say, pastries do make anything better, so they should really go.
I will quite agree.
Would you like another castle cake, Sawyer? I mean, I have
Yes,
more.
I would be delighted to have another castle cake.
What about you, Drawer? Do you want one? I think I gave him one last time too.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna get the shits if I do that?
I don't want to know.
Oh God, what is this?
He's like, he actually starts to think. He's like, I don't know.
Well, we'll try it and see what happens, and I'll give one to Sawyer, and I'll put one out to see if Drawer wants it.
He gives it a little sniff, and we'll take it from you.
Nice.
You have to kind of like hold like the very edge of the castle so that like his like fiery mouth doesn't burn you as he takes it from you. And you can see that Sawyer is actually wearing, with his armor, heat-resistant gloves. Like they're a very thick material, very frequently used with like smithing and things like that. So you have to definitely like make sure to be like, don't burn me.
Valid.
Which place are you two thinking of next?
I'm mainly trying to think of like ways to like
Get his attention.
which to me is like cafe or gambling.
I think it's one of those two as well.
Because shopping, I think like we've kind of like all of those services we can literally do ourselves, not to like throw them by the wayside, but like I feel like that's if we needed them done it would be cool, but I think like that for the purposes of like being like, we are here, Mr. Fetcher.
I will say that I lean more towards the gambling because one, we could make money, get attention, and also, I mean, what if you start doing things like you get, you know how like in movies and stuff where it's like the pot keeps on going higher and you run out of gold, so you offer something else on the table.
That's collateral.
You know? Yeah, so like maybe some gamble off info or items or something like that and get his attention.
Yeah. Cafe and then gambling, maybe like in that order.
And we all have abilities to cheat if we need to.
Yeah. Right? Everyone down here is cheating.
Right? I mean, like, Nova could literally read minds.
I could also steal the ability for sleight of hand if I think someone's cheating.
And you probably have guidance. Guide yourself.
I think that we should all go
I think we should
play a little bit of cards or something.
Yeah, right.
Nova's first instinct is like, yeah, but the cafe though, and Marilla was like, yeah, but gambling's gonna get attention. She's like, yeah, you're probably right, but the cafe though.
Well, the cafe is closer. Are they in like different directions, or could we hit the cafe on the way to the?
It's a bit on the way.
That works perfectly then.
Yeah, let's just check it out. Like,
yeah.
See if there's any like instincts that we feel could be around there. If we see a certain person, or like see a certain sign.
Right.
Because I know didn't you say that there was like a sign like thieves can't maybe look around.
Yeah, they were using symbols upstairs.
All right, so let's.
They're probably all over the place.
Did you see what the symbol was?
It was smudged off.
I might have been able to give you a bit of insight on it if you knew.
Speaking of,
it was like in charcoal or something, and he smudged it off. He went to go check on it, and then he rubbed it.
Do I see that like?
Go ahead.
The line with the wiggle that thieves. Well, I guess there's no need to put I'm a fence. Thieves can't down in the literal like underbelly of the city. NVM.
In the market.
Sometimes messages will be placed in inconspicuous places in the Blushing Mermaid to communicate to people that an item that they've been waiting for is ready to be picked up, or that they're ready to be meeting with someone, or just general communication about what's going on down here, just so that people are keeping things, the keeping within communication with each other.
We'll have to keep an eye out for it.
But I can take you further. It's very easy, just continuing to walk down this tunnel here, but we can move along. Probably a good idea to buy something if you're going to be here. Just putting that out there. They don't generally take well to people just meandering.
At the cafe?
Yes.
Alright.
But he will start walking down the passageway again, and his hellhound will take up the rear like he has been. And it's not a very long passageway. It's probably about like 15 to 20 feet as you move through before it opens up into an area that looks like it's been partially carved out. It kind of has some shape, like room general shape to it, but there are other parts of it that look like it's just like raw stone. There's no like back room or anything like that. There's just like a bar that has like 3 or 4 barrels, like giant barrels of like ale behind it, and a like pot or like cauldron type thing on over a fire with like stacks of bowls. It's a really, really rudimentary cafe. But there are people here who are sitting at the tables provided in chairs in conversation, including 2 familiar individuals.
The people that we saw do the shot glass thing, and it was like the lady and the guy, and they were up there, and he was like fiddling with something.
Yeah, the older woman and the man who's in about his 40s or so.
Hey,
Damn, I totally forgot about them.
yeah, we saw those people upstairs. They were being... And the guy is the one that went into the bathroom with Sir and wiped out the thing.
Did the thing!
He wiped And they're just sitting and eating?
They have ale in front of them, but they're not like drinking it. It's just sitting in front of them, and they're talking.
People. My fucking god, these people, like, why? They don't drink, they just sit.
Talis is just like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
They're just sitting.
Well, I mean,
They just sit!
So they were sitting upstairs, and she was looking at people but not looking at people. He leaves to go check a message, and then he comes back, and then immediately after he's checked the message, they both go down here, and now they're here.
I think they were like waiting to see if something was ready, and now they're going to like get it.
And now they're gonna act on it. There's also the fact that it's possible one of them at least knows where to go because there's no guide with them. But I'm wondering, if this is a follow-up. They were like, maybe they were waiting to see someone go into the bathroom to leave that message. And I just didn't notice it. Or something.
Yeah, like it was probably in there before and you didn't realize it until he went to go wipe it out.
Yeah.
I will get in... I'll get in the line and like I'll kind of... Are they like... The area to go buy stuff, are they like near that? Like where they're sitting? Like if I brought Nova with me, would she be able to hear what they're saying if I brought her with me?
She probably wouldn't be able to hear it, but given that Nova can read lips, she could probably garner a little bit because you can see them.
Okay. I will tug on Nova's like fishnet sleeve and say, "Come on.
Okay.
I'm very thirsty."
Okay.
And I will go buy a drink.
Okay.
Just trying to really slow the process down and be like, "Well, what are you putting in this ale? What kind of ale is this?" And I'm trying to just slow the process so that Nova can get as much as possible.
He's like, I'm not putting anything in. It's just ale.
Could you put something in?
You don't have elderberry ale?
Do you know where you are?
I love telling.
It's just ale. It's brown.
It's
What do you want from me?
Is it
It's not even golden brown.
But is it, so is it just ale? Is it like an IPA? Like, what are we talking about? Do you have any stout?
It's ale. That's all it is ale. But yeah, he sits there and argues like, "You are not
what's
in
your stew?" Like, do that. Just
meat.
Where's the vegetarian option?
No. But dude, there's back and forth.
Yeah.
He's
There's a
like,
vegetarian option.
This isn't a fucking
You get vegan
restaurant. Yeah. What is Sir doing?
Sir is, I want to know if Talus is going, if Talus is going in line, did Nova get in line with her, or do you want to get a table?
I'm like idling, like, you know, like when your girlfriends go to the bar and one's ordering, the other girl's kind of just standing there, like being like, I got your back, girl. No one's gonna come over and grab your butt. I'm here to protect you. Yeah, that's what Nova's doing.
Okay.
Oh god.
So I suppose I would like to try and secure a table.
Okay,
so
yeah,
that
there's
no
an
one
empty table you can
ahead of
grab.
time. And I want to be like, if it's possible, like keep one table in between me and the two, so that I can watch but not be like.
God. I don't know why everything is making me laugh so hard today, but it is.
Liam the giggles.
I got the giggles today, man. Okay.
So I want to do that, but right now I'm not going to be looking at them because I wanted to ask Nova something on the earring.
Okay, that's fine.
I wanted to ask Nova, so those were the two people that we saw upstairs, right?
Yep, that's them.
I wanted to know, do you have your spell that lets you hear people's thoughts today?
I always have that spell.
What do you think? Because they've never been talking, at least with their words. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, if I can't pick anything up verbally in terms of reading their lips, then that is an option. I could also save
Will
that.
they see you casting?
Good question. What do I need to do to cast that spell?
Because, I mean, I can make you invisible, but if you cast something, it'll pop you right out of it, so it won't really help.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to cast it and like somewhere else and then walk in, I could do it.
Is there a bathroom? Just kidding.
Like, I spent 3 hours in the bathroom.
no, it's only an action. Oh, okay. So I would need
Because
a copper piece, which we have money, and
penny for your thoughts.
and
Aw.
I think it's
It's cute.
verbal smith.
That's-
So I
yeah,
think
that's
it's
why
all
it's
of
a
them.
copper
I
piece.
would
It's
literally have to do
You have to be
something.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
I could attempt to be stealthy, but that is.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
could roll
what-
a sleight of hand to see if you could do it inconspicuously if you'd like.
What's the lighting condition in here? Is it all like kind of dim
Yeah.
everywhere down here?
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty much 100% of down here. There's nothing that's really brightly lit. It's all dim.
And I mean, if I just like sit on the opposite table so that I'm blocking you with my big body, I mean, you can do a little.
That's true. But question, like out of character. Out
Hmm?
of character. Do we want to use this type of thing now for these two that keep popping up, or do we want to save it for the gambling room?
Oh yeah, you probably only get
true.
limited
You
casting.
get one.
I can do it twice, but then I'm tapped for
You're done.
And
for
it's
the
only
day.
one, it lasts for 1 minute.
1 minute. That's why I'm asking. Like, I can do it. If we want to set it up, we can figure a way to do it. But I personally think it's probably better to use in the gambling room, because then I can go from person to person over who's doing what. Whereas it's just the only people we're really interested in here is those two people. I could just do perception and try and read their lips for now.
Yeah, I think maybe like out of character, like if we run into them again, like then definitely like there's gonna be some reevaluation, but I think for now they might just be like shady people because we literally knew we were going to the same place as them.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not necessarily surprising. So maybe save the magic.
Okay. Then I'll
If
just
you-
keep it for like I will hold it if we need to use it, just let Nova know and she'll use it. But I think it might be better to hold it for now.
I do have a spider now,
You do?
so I could try getting a spider over there.
Yeah, you put him
And,
on
like,
the other
have
side
it-
of the table.
Yeah, have it on the underside of the table. I don't know how common bugs are down here. I feel like they probably do try to keep it generally clean.
We're underground.
But-
We're under a city. In another city. There's probably bugs down here.
Okay.
You've seen bugs.
Okay.
And
Then-
those kobolds are looking for the giant mushroom.
Then why don't you two get drinks and such, and I'll stay here at the table and I'll see if I can get a little spider friend over there.
All right.
Save you a spell.
So I will just do, I guess, perception to watch.
At
their lips.
disadvantage because
At,
Dim
dis-
light.
Like,
at
yeah.
disadvantage?
because of the dim.
Dark.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
I want to like poke into
Ooh.
your like.
Ooh. One was.
It's so
really good,
weird.
one was really bad.
It's not that way on stream, but there's a part of Ink's camera that's lining up perfectly with mine, and it's tripping me out.
So that's. I rolled really bad. That's a 10. I rolled a 17 and a 3.
Okay.
happens.
So it does not appear that they are in a very deep conversation. There is an occasional exchange between the two of them. You're only really able to catch one thing said between them, and it's the man saying, I don't want to wait here any longer. I'm getting impatient. I kind of want to just go find it myself.
Go find what? Go find her? It?
It.
It myself. I will repeat that mentally. Since Ace has been asking.
And she responds with something in kind, but you can't really catch what it was.
Can I do an
Okay.
insight check on him to see if he's scared?
Yeah, go ahead.
This one I have advantage on.
Find it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 18 plus 7.
He's impatient.
Just
And
impatient?
frustrated.
Okay, so he's not like he doesn't have like fear right now. He's just like
No.
getting irritated and yeah.
Yeah, and you can see he's like drumming his there, and because at the bar he had his hands kind of in his pocket and was doing, or in his lap and was like doing something. He's got like fingers that he's drumming on the table.
Okay.
What if he's like a client that is being escorted?
What also I don't know if this is out of character or in character, but what if he's also getting gypped like Liara was?
I mean, yeah, he could be getting scammed too. Like, that's possible. Maybe they're trying to go pick up a package, but they feel like they got caught up in a scam and they're trying to just like go for it and cut out a middleman.
So you're bringing your spider underneath the table.
I'm gonna see if I can get Hickory, itsy bitsy little spider Hickory, to kind of plant on the bottom of their table.
Roll me a stealth check for Hickory at advantage because he's tiny and it's dark.
Alrighty. I believe spiders are pretty good at stealth too. Let me double check. They get a +4.
It's not too bad.
Okay, I rolled a 5 and a 15, so 19.
Okay. Being that he is so small and there are other people here and he's not the only arachnid around, Hickory could very easily maneuver through around feet up the leg of the table to plant himself underneath.
Okay. And then Sir will just he'll do that thing where you put your like arms and like kind of rest your head like he's just waiting for these two to come back. And he's gonna close his eyes so that no one sees like any glowing stuff. And switch to Hickory's senses for now.
Okay. Talus, with your arguing with the person who's serving the ale and the stew, he eventually just slams a flagon of ale in front of you and says, "Just take it and stop talking to me."
Yeah, and like that, I feel like with the arguing and then also like the earring discussion planning, that probably times up well when they started to do their thing. So I immediately will just be like, "Thanks," and then I will put a gold coin down.
Okay.
And I'll walk away. Just like end it.
So seeing through Hickory's, or hearing and seeing through Hickory's senses now, you can kind of catch the tail end of that conversation that Nova was only able to catch part of.
Okay.
The woman responds with, Reed, I need you to have patience. Your complaining is driving me nuts. They will come eventually and escort us.
They're both lions. Okay.
She continues on to say, unfortunately, we are not on our own time schedule. We are on his. And unless you can find a guide that knows exactly where to take us, there's not much more that we can do.
Wait, okay. If I'm in his senses, can Sir still kind of like feel around and then use the earring, or do I have to switch out? Okay. They're waiting for a guide.
Yeah, you can still talk and you can still move and do everything. You just can't hear and you can't see. But because your earrings are telepathic, you can still move to touch it and still use it in that manner.
Okay.
He just can't hear our response, right?
He can hear your response because it's telepathic. If somebody tried to talk to him out loud, he couldn't hear. But because it's in his brain box, he can hear it and talk to you guys. That was why these were so expensive when you got them, because they helped quite a bit with communication.
Okay. But yeah, they'll communicate that they're waiting for a guide.
I wonder what they're looking for. I just realized my mic is not plugged in. This is really plugged to my camera the whole time.
You still sounded pretty good.
Yeah, you sound okay.
I'll just leave Hickory there to...
We can't hear you at all now. Okay.
I'll leave Hickory there. I'll have Hickory rotated under the table to hopefully still look back at myself. So that if someone comes up and like starts talking to me, I can switch out. But otherwise he's gonna just look like he's like resting on the table.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's all for me.
Okay. You've got the ale that you purchased.
I sip it, but I don't really.
It's terrible. It's awful.
I think he might just spit in this because I was arguing with him.
He might have. Yeah, I will go sit by Ace and just keep my eye on them. Like keep on my eye on them and keep my eye on the door and like see if I can like look for like flashes of recognition if they see someone that they're looking for. I want to be able to make that connection.
Okay. Sawyer and Dror are giving you guys your space. His job is to guide you. It's not to listen in on your conversations. So they're leaning against the wall, or back by the wall again, sitting and leaning and just kind of waiting for you guys to decide that you want to continue. But sitting for a little bit, their conversation dies down, and they go back to being pretty quiet. The two of them, much like they were before, They don't appear to be touching their ale. You don't know if that's just maybe they just purchased it so that they could sit here rather than drinking it. You're not quite sure. But eventually, so not the way that you guys came in, but the way that is leading on to further areas of the undercellar, a teenage boy appears. He's very young, maybe 15 or 16.
Human?
Yes. He is wearing very just slapped together, hand-me-down, very used leather armor. The tassets on his thighs don't look like they quite fit him very well. He's wearing 2 different greaves, like it's just very like puzzle pieced together armor that looks very, very used, and a dagger on his belt. And walks up to these 2. And says, "I'm here to take you." And they stand.
We follow?
And move to follow him out.
Do we want to follow them? That
You're
probably
muted.
means no gambling.
I'm gonna try and see if Hickory can tag along on somebody.
On a foot?
On
A leg
their pant leg or something.
Yeah, he can quick scurry and grab onto the folds of like a pant leg and follow along.
Please, little buddy.
He's safe.
Yeah, he's a spider. He's really small. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that one.
Okay.
That'd be the worst. You look down at your pants and there's just
Well, because I'm not a warlock like you. This is a basic familiar. If they go far enough away,
the communication is ended. Yeah.
yeah,
Isn't it that? I'm pretty sure it's that you can't communicate with them anymore, but you can still see.
I will read that. I will double check because I don't want to do something I'm technically not able to do.
It says while your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically.
Okay. Okay, so no matter what,
Yeah,
I can
so
always
you-
go
You can
into-
still
You can-
see.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
still see and hear with his senses. You just can't talk to
Give
him
me
and tell
that.
him to do things.
Okay.
So if you want him to eventually come back, now is the time to tell him, like, come back in an hour. Or something.
Sir's last instruction will be if there's any mention of the fetcher, try and remember where they went and then come tell us.
Okay.
It's the best I can tell him what to do.
Good idea.
Yeah, because he also has the, like, picture communication thing, right? Like, he can't be like, hi, I'm...
Right.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't have
So-
voices, but I'm hoping that I
He
can.
can... Yeah, that sounds reasonable-ish.
It's the best. Yeah. So, Sir will come out. Did you guys ever come sit with me,
I'm sitting
or
with
do
you.
I just look like a loser?
No, I'm sitting with you.
Yeah, I would have sat, like, opposite of you so that, like, if you guys wanted to, like, look like you were talking to me while watching those people, like, I was positioned so that they were, like, you know, behind me or whatever. That's kind of how I would have set it up.
Yeah.
But
I left Hickory with them.
Good idea.
Oh, I hope he's okay. Oh no, if he likes it. Yeah, there's no little palms or anything. Does
Well-
he still like think duck thoughts in there? I mean, he's not really a duck. It's devilish thoughts.
some spiders can, like, fly around, though. Or, like, if they're really, really little, they can kind of just go on, like, liquid surfaces. So maybe he's
they
fine.
can, like, walk on water.
Like, he'd still be okay going in the water, and he wouldn't just, like, drown. I don't know.
Alright. I guess that makes me feel a little better. I just hope that he likes it down here.
Maybe he'll take a little pit stop at an underground pond.
How's the ale?
Maybe he'll find a nice spider lady friend.
Oh,
Would you like the ale? You can have it. It's great.
Sure.
Here you go. I give him the ale.
It's great!
Now, see, this is so. On the docks, we would call this. This is called teeth cleaning ale.
Ooh.
This is the one that you swig it,
Oh.
and then you just.
You know, when I took a little sip of it and felt it in my mouth, I think some of my teeth eroded a little bit from it. It was so bad.
That's how it get. That's how you get it clean. Get all the gunk off. It just burns it away.
Ugh.
Whatever you say.
That's a sailor's mouthwash.
I should probably prepare some poison or healing spells just in case. I'm gonna have an upset tummy.
So do we want to wait for a little bit to see what Hickory may or may not hear and then head to gambling? Because he doesn't know where gambling is.
I'd like to, yeah, I was thinking maybe we ask Sawyer if the way through to gambling would be that way.
Okay.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Okay, good idea. That way we're doing two things at once.
Hey Sawyer!
Pushes off of the wall.
The tail tastes like piss!
It's not great.
Which, is gambling that way? Or is it that way?
It's through the hallway. We came from this way. This other hallway is where we would be going. It's the hallway that they went down.
Alright.
Perfect.
Do guides do guides meet or really have any sort of communication with each other? Would you recognize another guide, or is it sort of just an individual basis?
It's on an individual basis, but I do know a few people who are guides down here, and quite a bit we've switched off, and I will pass along one group to another guide because I don't know the entirety of the undercellar here. So eventually, if you guys decide to go much further in, you might be passed along to a different guide who knows who knows how to get through other areas of the undercellar. But I'm yours for now.
Did you recognize? It was like a real youngin, just a young boy. It looked like that it was taking some people. Do you know any really young guides?
I don't know any. I mean, it's not that I know very young guides. How much do you know about the Fetcher?
He fetches things, and he's got his fingers in a lot of pots.
But we also heard that he kind of has a part in doing a little bit of exploitation of those people that live outside of the city because they're real poor. That they kind of they're forced to fall in with him because they're
And he generally takes them in very young.
That sounds like some other situations that we are familiar with. Thinking back to that guy and his sister.
Yeah, Nova just exhales absolutely frustrated at the concept of them taking in more kids.
He calls them his boys. They kind of set off and cause havoc around Baldur's Gate, but they are kind of the only ones who really know how to get directly to him, or at least where he is whenever. So if somebody's got a meeting with the Fetcher or anything of that nature, he will send one of his boys to bring them to him.
Oh well, the more I hear about this guy, the more I really don't like him. So let's go follow.
Do you know what that means? That means that kid.
That kid knows.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go gambling. I'm very ready right now, immediately to go gambling.
Let's go gambling.
In the direction of gambling is where I would like to go. And I get up.
I follow.
I follow.
So he will begin to lead you down the passageway where the two individuals, one of whom you now know is named Reed, went. Do you want me to see if I can track them, or would you like to actually go gambling?
Let's try to track them.
Yeah, we can come back to gambling.
Yeah, we can circle around to that.
Where did my dice go? Oh, I found. I'm so sorry. I lost the dice that I need to roll for my survival check. So he actually motions for Dror to come up from behind you guys. And he crouches down and he touches the ground. And he looks like he's picking up kind of some dirt between his fingers, and he holds them out to Dror. His 2 fingers out to Dror, who then sniffs his glove and begins to walk.
All right.
He shows the way.
This is the way.
Okay. So, you follow behind this hellhound as he makes his way through the undercellar. The 3 individuals left pretty shortly before you guys did, so you're not actually very far behind them. And there is a point where a drawer stops and sits, and Sawyer says to you guys, he's trying not to get close enough to anybody that I'm tracking to allow for detection. So, if you guys would like to continue yourselves and follow, that's fine, or we can stay here and wait, and then Draw can continue to follow at a safer distance.
Let's sit here and wait, and Ace, why don't you check in?
That's a perfectly good idea. I will switch back to Hickory Vision.
Okay. So Reed and the woman are walking with this child. And the teenager is saying at this moment to Reed, sorry, I'm trying to think of where the conversation's been going.
Eavesdropping is always hard. It's like, well, where would they be logically?
Yeah, that's
the script.
Yeah. So the child's not saying anything, but Reed to the other woman is asking, so would you like me to actually do the talking for the transaction, or do you want to be able to do it this time? And she says, I don't quite particularly like dealing with this man, so you can go ahead and talk to him. As long as we can leave with the shipment at the price with which he promised, I am more than happy to let you take the lead. You're muted, baby.
Talking about a shipment. I mean, could be anything, but seems like the one is very, very wanting this to be taken care of already. Can't even take it.
The woman then says, do we have a cart ready to go as soon as we've got it to begin travel back? And he says, yes, there is a horse-drawn cart waiting for us in the wide. We can head out through that back way and be on our way as soon as we have the shipment.
There's a cart that's waiting in the wide to transport it back.
Part makes me think that maybe their shipment's something larger that they can't slip away with, you know?
I pop out for just a quick second. Is the other exit from the undercellar in the go out to the wide?
Yeah, Liara told us that.
Then they're going to be going straight through. They're not going to be doubling back.
Do we think if these people are trying to pick up a shipment, do we think that... Does it seem to us like they're also having problems with picking up a shipment in a timely fashion? Because that, to me, it would seem like either the Fetcher is starting to scam people more and more, or something's wrong with him.
I don't know if it's a shipment gone awry or if they're just maybe late picking it up. I'm gonna switch back.
Okay.
I'll hold his hand and, like, if we start walking in, I will pull Sir along.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a point where a drawer does stand and then begins to move again, so you can guide Sir.
I'll help.
the woman then asks, so how much was he asking for again? And he says, well, given the difficulty to find, we agreed on 2,000 gold. You're muted again, baby.
I keep on doing it so that I don't talk over people. They're apparently going to be paying him. He tries to air quote and he like lifts his hands and he's like, okay, they're holding my hand. 2,000 gold.
Liara did say that her shipment was like roughly 1,600 range, so that's... I mean, it's not entirely out of the question, but it still might not be the same thing.
It could not be the same thing. But she also said she's fine if she just gets that gold back.
Are you suggesting we mug these?
No!
That escalated quickly.
Beat the living
But
day
Chal,
out of
you ready?
some of them.
What I'm saying is anything... But what I am saying is anything that's being exchanged down here for thousands of gold is not... It's not a bunch of kittens that they're, sending to a pound, you know?
What if they're,
Purebred
they're
kittens can be really
hellhound kittens?
expensive. Yeah, they could be... I'm sorry.
They could be hellcats.
Then
Oh.
whoever's buying them does not want to give them to loving homes.
Oh.
We're gonna liberate them.
I mean, yeah, let's go liberate some kittens.
But what I'm thinking... I know the likelihood that it's the same package is tough, but if he could fetch it and then sell it to someone for 400 gold more, and then keep the money that was already paid for it,
Tidy
That's-
profit.
yeah, that's almost 4,000 gold profit over selling one crate 2 times.
Well, you're also sort of then... and he gets the benefit of disadvantaging someone who is a sometime colleague but sometimes adversary, while also at least gaining some modicum of loyalty with these other people.
Yeah, it's a win-win all around for him. He pisses off the person he wants to piss off, scams the ones that he doesn't care about, and he makes off with bank.
So I don't know if I want to necessarily get involved in this, but I do want to know more.
Yeah. We need to know
I definitely think we
need to know who this person is.
Whoever's holding my left hand is squeezing a little too tightly.
Sorry, I'm really excited. You said mugging, and I've never mugged anyone before, and I kind of thought it might be something interesting to try.
Actually, you said mugging.
Well,
I didn't say that.
planted the seed, and it was an interesting thought to just try.
It's a thought experiment.
Mhm.
No, Nova would mug me if I mugged anybody.
I'm staying in the spider.
Okay. Jor does stop again, eventually, for a few minutes. Staying in the spider, they keep walking for a minute, but then Reed stops. And he puts his hand on the kid's shoulder to stop him as well. And he just stops and he listens. He's like tilting his head behind him a little bit.
I think we had a...
Stop.
And he says, stay here.
He's coming. Check it out.
Then he turns around.
Who wants to be made invisible? Because I'm doing it now. Call it if you want it. Oh yeah, I tap sir. Okay. I take a little like pinkish orangey crystal that has a tiny eyelash in it. And I don't know, I poke him in the eye with it and he goes invisible.
Poke him in the eye.
I don't know why. That's the material. I guess I have a spellcasting focus. I don't technically need to do that to him.
But you already did.
I poke him with it for no reason, and then I wait. No, this is disguise self. I do the whole shred thing, and he goes invisible.
Can you give me the clock woe?
Wait, what?
Where you like turn your I can't do that one.
Where you're like you come around whatever.
I don't know what that is.
This is too white.
It's silly now. We're very
the caucasity in this.
Oh no.
The caucasity in this bitch.
Oh my god. Okay, so Sir is invisible.
Sir is invisible, and
I give
my
Talus guidance, and I'm attempting to stealth and like hide in the shadows.
Okay, roll me a stealth check at disadvantage.
Sure, that's fair.
You're just in a hallway, dude.
Oh, that's fair.
Nova behind a light.
Hey, that's pretty good. I rolled 2 13s plus 2, 15.
Okay, you can kind of slink back a little bit and just like meld into the shadows. You are relatively confident that you at least aren't going to be the first thing they see.
That's why I gave her guidance, because I don't want to talk. I want someone else to talk.
Well, as soon as I've invisibility'd Sir and Nova's off, I'm gonna turn to Sawyer and be like, I think they possibly found us. I'm gonna do something, just go with it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna do that to Chell. Oh my god!
You Kame him against the wall!
Yeah! I'm gonna Kame him against the wall!
You're gonna what?
I get him up against the wall. I'm 5 feet tall, and I got him, and I'm up against the wall.
So he's like, because he's like 6'5", he's tall. So he's like looking down at you, and he's like, okay, I'm done with it.
Sir's just standing like the SpongeGar meme, but invisible.
And then is creepy watching. She's our voyeur.
And he gets into the part too. He's like, all right, he puts like a hand on your hip.
Yeah. We're just.
It's not a child character if they won't go for the performance.
Yeah.
Not with this party.
We're just going for the. We're down in this dark tunnel and I can't take it anymore.
So around like the curve of the passageway that you guys have been walking in, walks Reed. The man, he's about in his 40s. He's got salt and pepper, dark brown hair, a beard and a mustache. He's wearing breastplate armor. And he, though he's not wearing like any gloves or anything like that, it looks like he's just kind of got a breastplate on, and then he's got leather armor like on his legs. And he has a sword. And he comes around the curve, and he just stands there for a second. He's eyebrow raised, looking at you.
I pretend that like at first I don't notice, and then I do the like double take, and I'm like, "Excuse me, you sicko! Can't you give some people some privacy? What do you get your rocks off just watching people have an intimate moment?"
You have guidance.
Okay.
Sir is like holding his breath while invisible, like.
I'm trying to decide which dice because I'm scared. Okay, we're gonna go.
Use a purple
dragon.
D4.
Yeah, this one.
Look at her in my face.
I love this. Cabidon, I'm all about it.
I rolled a natural 19. And
Okay.
then plus a 3, that's 22 plus 8, so 30.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Wow!
This is a real Cabidon!
Deception! I have expertise in deception from my feat that I took.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm really good at faking being horny.
It's this. It's literally this.
So he's just standing there, kind of eyebrow raised.
What do you want to join in?
Pardon me, I was making sure I wasn't being followed. Carry on. And he turns to walk back.
I'm so proud of you. I love that you rolled a 30 for Cabedon.
I literally, like, I'm not... I knew Little Dragon wouldn't let me down in my moment of need.
And Sawyer's just, he watches him go, and then he just looks down at you and smiles.
Sorry.
It's like a one-sided quirk of the mouth smirk of a smile.
You just gained some, like, monitude of respect from this man. He's like, alright.
He knows this is how you do shit in Luskin. You're either banging or fighting somebody.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Or both.
Yeah! It's not mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Well done,
Perfect.
Palace.
Huh?
Well done.
Thanks, you know, Bramble and I have been practicing, like, different acting and, like, well, mostly we practice dance routines, but sometimes we'll also...
I imagine doing a little tiny
So we didn't practice. So there's this word that Bramble taught me for when fairies do that to each other in the Sylvan language. It's called a cabedon, and yeah, the fairies will do it to each other when they are like trying to intimidate each other, but also be hot. So yeah,
But
Bramble
also
and I have
be
been
hot.
we've been like just monologuing off each other and doing dance routines, and I feel like I've really been getting good at getting into character.
Whatever.
I feel like Cyrus was invisibly right next to us the entire time and just was like...
Sarah's like, I'm invisible, but should I go? Should I leave?
Oh, that was amazing. Like, I can fully visualize the scene, and it's bloody perfect. Oh, wow. Brilliant.
Yeah, maybe we should hold back for a little while, though.
Let's just hold back and keep listening through, oh my god, I've forgotten his name. Hickory!
Do you drop the invisibility on Sir?
No.
Or is he just invisible?
He's invisible. Listen, I've not used one of my 2 spell slots. It's getting used to the full extent of the ability.
I'm okay with staying invisible because no one needs to see what his face looks like right now.
That's fair. He's just like, even though he's invisible, he's just like, don't look at me.
He's like, I'm really glad that I can't see how even more red I am.
Oh. That would be really cute, though.
Nice. I did it.
I'm so proud of you, Vic. Like, out of
am I
character,
going-
that was fucking brilliant.
Am I going back in the spider?
Yeah, you probably should. Let's give him a little bit more space and you just listen.
Okay,
Hold my
hold
hand.
on. I reach out and take your hand invisibly.
There you go.
Now you have to lead an
So you
invisible.
go back into the
kind.
spider.
Yeah.
The spider was on the other woman, not Reed. So she's standing there with the child, and you watch as Reed comes back down the hallway, and she's like, "What were you doing?" She's like, "I think I heard someone following us, and I'm not entirely convinced that they're not following us. But as far as I'm aware, it just seemed I was interrupting something. Strange place for it, considering where we are." And then he turns to the kid and says, "Keep going." The kid keeps walking.
I almost knocked something over. I hate wires on your arm. He will say, "Seems like your trick worked. Sort of. He's a very, very suspicious person. He's on edge. I think we need to follow even further behind."
2 people in a dark tunnel, like, it really only makes sense to, like, an extent. So it's not... Even if I am an amazing actor, There's only really so much that I can do.
That's fair.
I think this job must be really important to him with how he's been acting. He doesn't want anything to go wrong. His name is Reed, by the way. Got that much at least.
Okay.
Okay. They continue. Hold on. Just doing a little math here really quick. Okay. So they continue along. And the woman then says, wait, you said 2,000? For 8? And you agreed to that? Because that's... Well, I mean, we need it. I guess paying an upcharge is not completely out of the realm of possibility. He says, well, yes, he told me he needed to get it moved quickly. So I agreed on a price. I didn't want him to sell it off to anybody else.
Did Liara say that there were 8 vials
Yes.
in the package? So that I don't have to keep repeating, I'll say that things that they talk about, Sir will just translate
That's
for you
fine.
guys. That we can just talk out of character about it if we need
That's
to.
totally fine.
So are we going to mug them now, or are we going to mug them in the wide?
All Liara cares about is getting the shipment. And once it leaves the fetcher's hands, I'm sure he doesn't care what happens to it as long as he gets the money.
But I will say, I mean, we don't really know the fetcher, but like, I feel like preventing him from getting a double payment on this, and one of them upcharged at that, would be something that would make Liara a little bit more happy. She's been slighted, and I think
Yeah.
making sure that we get even in a safe way is probably better.
I mean, she said either the package or the money, but what if we gave her the package and the money? And then there's 400 left over. She might even say that we get 2 favors. If she's feeling, but maybe 1.5.
1.5.
She'll half kill somebody for us.
I mean, do we want to... Are we talking about, like, jumping these people?
I don't want to say yes, but we don't know. There could be a whole bunch of armed guards.
And there aren't now.
Well, now. Or the thing is, just these 2 we could probably take, and then what if we just showed up to collect it instead?
I could look like one of them.
Nova, you're... When you say something sounds like a good plan, then I feel good about it.
I'm just justice card.
Is this just...
It's the Fetcher.
I know. It's that we don't have enough. I don't know. I'm willing to bust this.
There. I have an idea, but there's no guarantee it will work.
What's the idea?
We make enough noise for him to come back and check on us. I hold person. We knock him out. Talus goes back as him.
Oh, that we should have done that in the first
That's why
place.
I thought about it after it already happened. I'm sorry. I was like 10 seconds too late.
I was too caught up in the drama of the scene.
I was literally thinking it after it had already happened. I'm like, damn it, that would have been a better plan.
But can you talk like him? You only heard him talk a little bit.
Do we have the actor fee?
I do not. I have Prodigy, but I'm very good at deception, and also I'm very good at lying, but I'm also... I mean, you all were none the wiser when I pretended to be like, how freaking Waterdeep.
That's true, but
I need to practice more with my voices, but still.
These two seem like they've been traveling at least. They're pretty close. I don't want you to get...
That's why I'm saying it's an idea, but I'm not sure it'll work. Even if we execute it.
If they get stopped again, they'll all just come back looking to see what happens. And then if that's the case, I think it's just time to throw down.
Yeah. I feel
because I don't want them to get to the Fetcher, and then there's a bunch of guards, and...
I mean... I'm like trying to wonder if we can work with them and just make sure that the Fetcher gets screwed. All they want is the poison. Liara is happy with the poison or the gold.
Yeah, or we could get them their money back. Yeah. Maybe it's time to... Maybe we should move up there and try to make a deal.
So, yeah, so maybe it could be like they get the poison, Liara gets the gold. I don't know. Liara did say she would be happy with either. I think she really wants
they don't
the
have
poison.
The Fetcher currently has the poison, so how would we get that?
We make a deal with them, and when we go to, like, the Fetchers, like, we basically, like, would all be working together and show up and be like, the poison has already been paid for, so hand it over, you're not getting more money. We take the money, they take the poison. The Fetcher doesn't get any additional money, but he's already been paid.
Cut him out of his own deal. It's risky. The other risk is if we just everybody and leave with everything. And then we have to leave Baldur's Gate for
But there's also the thing that was mentioned that they need the poison. What do they need the poison for?
Poison people.
Oh yeah, poisoning people.
Yeah, but
what does anyone need
it's,
poison for?
That's not what I mean. Like, I know what
are their intentions.
Right, because they're like, fine, like, they're upcharging us, but fine, we need it.
Something horrible, realistically.
Well, I'm gonna go back to your card for a second. There's the just thing to do here. And I think that's the difficult situation because it will be putting us in a bigger risk now and later on because we're going to make a big enemy. But it is the more right thing to do. Sort of. All of these people are probably not nice people. You don't go buy a crate of poison.
I just mean, will they be willing to accept just keeping their money and not getting the poison?
Oh no, they will probably turn on us immediately as soon as we step out of the Fetcher's office. But regardless of how we deal with them, dealing with them alone is easier than dealing with fighting them and whatever we don't even know is happening.
Yeah.
My argument was they can just have the poison because Liara's okay with just getting the money back. And we basically tell them like, hey, you can keep 400 gold and the poison if you help us cut the Fetcher out. But I don't think they'd go. I don't think they'd go. I don't think anyone cuts the Fetcher out of the deal.
And they'd be burning the bridge with the Fetcher, potentially.
And like they could be working, these could be guild people that are doing some very, very delicate relationship work with the Fetcher,
So would they even work with us?
I don't know. This guy Reed seems really, really on edge.
Yeah, he does.
And he's like, I was willing to pay whatever to get it. The woman is just kind of like, it's a little expensive, but we need it. So I don't know if they'll
at the very least, if we go talk to them and see about a deal, if it goes sideways, at the very least, the Fetcher's not getting that money. Because we've dealt with him, they don't go to the meeting, they don't show up, because we intervened. So he's eventually going to come find us?
Well, that would mean we'd have to get ahead of them to the Fetcher, and they have one of the Fetcher's boys who knows exactly where the Fetcher is. So how would we get ahead of them?
No. I mean the Fetcher comes to find us because we intercepted his gold.
Yeah, which means we have to mug these people.
Basically.
I think
we just want
I think it's either I think it's literally either we mug these, like we go after these people now, or in the middle of their deal. If we burst out and cause chaos in the middle of their deal, think about it.
Yeah.
They'll think that the Fetcher screwed them. The Fetcher will think they screwed him. It would be really chaotic and dangerous. But we could walk out with everything and they're just mad at each other.
It's risky, but...
so risky because we don't know who's with the Fetcher.
Okay, should we go to break? Should we go to break because we're at the mark that is reasonable time to break?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes.
And then we'll just decide and then...
BRB fam while we collaborate here a little bit.
Break. Get some drinks, collaborate a little, and then we will come back.
Alright, BRB fam. back. Thanks for waiting.
Thank you for waiting. We are back from our break. A little bit of deliberation. We left our adventurers in that hallway, kind of talking about whether they were going to jump someone or not. So we can pick up right there.
I think we all know what we want to do. It's risky.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna try. So, we'll just say that there was a little bit of party deliberation in a fade to black. So that you at home get a little surprise. But for Chell to have info, Sir is going to give Nova the portable hole that's rolled up.
Okay.
So I'm going to take it out of my inventory. Christy, make sure you add it into yours.
Put it down my
the
breastplate
music.
in my boob pocket.
Oh, the music.
Yeah, I played the next track that was queued up.
This is
Portable.
The Celtic fantasy just wasn't cutting it for being in the tunnel.
Not for this.
It's long, but it's not good for this.
And Sawyer.
Yes.
Since you were here while we were openly deliberating in the fade to black.
Yes.
We're gonna try and bust this deal. But
It's risky.
you were not paid for that.
But if you can show us how to get, or explain to us how to get to the entrance that's in the wide, that would be very helpful. And then you can go.
It's difficult to explain how the tunnel systems work, but in order to get to the entrance that is in the wide, you're going to need to be in the northeasternmost part of the tunnel system. My best suggestion is to keep your hand on the wall. Right hand on the right wall, so you don't retrace your steps. And head as close to northeast as possible.
Okay.
Based on where that exit entrance is and the direction we're heading with these people now, do you think that there's a point that they might be heading to, knowing that they're trying to leave out of the wide, where they may reasonably be going and we can kind of loop around?
It depends on where the shipment is being kept. That is going to be a determination that I would need in order to answer that question accurately.
That's all right.
If you could get us to the meeting, you will be officially relieved of service so that you do not have to be in any way related to what may or may not happen.
Yes, no offense to you or anything, but I make my living down here, so I don't want to be on the
We don't
trenches
want
side.
extra casualties. You've done more than enough.
This has nothing to do with you. We just needed a guide, and you were very kind to offer. But that is as far as that you have been paid to do.
Alright, well, good luck with that, at the very least. And he motions for Drawer to continue tracking.
Yeah, we keep following, and I guess, do you occasionally pop into the spider just to
Yeah, I will occasionally pop into the spider. I don't know if there's any more information we need, but to kind of see, hopefully make sure that they don't go into a secret passage or something.
Okay. They do not, and conversation is a bit sparse. Other than there's a little bit of pestering the kid of how much farther. But other than that, there's not much conversation happening between them now that they've kind of talked amongst themselves and figured out exactly what it is they're doing and answered all of their questions and stuff. So you guys can make your way following Drawer through the tunnels. you pass through what appears to be some sort of like arcane shop, selling scrolls of less than legal spells and also difficult to come by components such as skulls, things of that nature. Through a brothel as you make your way.
And Sora's invisible for the rest of that hour.
God, I so want to like invisibly just kind of swipe a scroll, but I don't want to ruin this plan.
And you also pass through another, what looks to be kind of a healer, like was being described to you by Sawyer. But Dror will stop occasionally so that he doesn't catch up too quickly to the people that you're following, and then we'll sit and then continue along again until Dror stops and sits and doesn't keep moving. And you've been traveling through the tunnels, I would say, for about a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. And there's a lot of dead space where you're not like passing through rooms or businesses or places where people sit and stay. And it's a lot of just taking a turn here, making going around this curve, coming to this T intersection and taking the left. Like it's a lot of just like traveling through dead space corridors. But Sawyer will stop and he'll point out what he's been using alongside Dror to track. So I don't think it's very safe as far as detection is concerned for us to go much further, but they have stopped and they've stayed in one spot for a bit of time now, for about 2 or 3 minutes. So I assume that we are at the destination. If you look here, and he kind of crouches down, depressions in the dust. It's not very prominent. Things are kept pretty clean, but you can see here, and he'll point out like shoe depressions in the dust and the things that he's been using to track them, so that you can also do the same as you continue forward. But I think here's where we part ways.
You've been a very helpful guide.
Thank you. And
Good
thank
luck.
you, Dror.
Thank you both.
His little tail wags. Good luck with whatever you're doing.
You have no
Good luck
idea.
with not getting lost. But I want no part of it. So he will bid you farewell.
All the best. Alright, you two. I think
Well-
I've got like 15 minutes left of invisibility.
I take out the alchemy jug and I put my face into it and I say, oil! And I get a quart of oil in that.
Okay?
Because I just feel like that could be useful because it can do a couple things.
Sir is making sure that he has the spell scrolls that he wants readily available on his belt.
Okay?
I forgot that I have a disguised self and a charm person lined up for the future.
Fancy.
And he will make sure he has his dungeon devil mask on. Flavor.
Nice.
Should
I think that's...
out of character, should I cast Locate Object on Drow Poison?
I think we should
Wait.
wait a little bit longer.
Okay.
They may be. Ooh,
Oh,
we've lost our
Groovy.
Bob. Groovy.
Ruby, you are so rude. Here, I got it.
But I think they're waiting for them to, for the other party to arrive.
You're waiting for what?
I think we said, we think that Reed and the lady are waiting for the other party to arrive, so we don't want to,
Gotcha.
get the ping on it until we're sure it's close. Yeah, I think we're just kind of, taking whatever cover we can to, get an eye on the situation in a stealthy fashion, and, Can we, like, see, are they, like, in, like, a small, like, cavern within the tunnel system? Like, is it, like, an opening, or are they just in, like, a tunnel?
Are you looking through them?
Well, I think I would probably ask Sir to do that, to check that out.
Okay. So if Sir, which I assume he will, looks through, I almost said Bramble, Hickory, to see the situation at hand, they're actually sitting in what appears to be a intentionally carved out room in this tunnel system. Very, very large. It's like 60 feet wide. That has a couple of different places to sit, but it's very comfortable seating. It's like cushioned couches and like tables that have like water pitchers set up for people to use. There's a bar with like crystal decanters where people can partake, and on either side of the room there's doors, but it looks like this is a place for people to just sit and relax.
So it's only the hallway in, and then closed doors are the only other, like, entrances or exits? There's no other, like, tunnel?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay.
So how does that affect how we handle this?
Well, we know it leads out to the wide, so that means it's one of the two doors, and it's a 50-50 shot either way, unless, like, we're gonna send... If you wanted... You could send Hickory down to try to see, but I think we ultimately are gonna have to, like, see who comes out of what door, and probably just pick the other, because I doubt that the Fetcher's gonna be coming...
From the surface?
From the surface. I don't think that makes sense. So if he keeps an eye out for what door gets opened, we go out the other.
Okay.
So they sit and they wait. And then the door behind them, so technically the door to the right in the room, opens up. And a man walks through. He's a very, very large man. He looks to be about middle age. He's huge. He's portly. He has a very large head. He has very large hands, very wide shoulders. He's just like a big dude. He's got a really long, like, beaky nose, and half of his scalp is covered in really long, dark curls, but the other half of his scalp is covered in a really gnarly, really bumpy, like, old burn scar. He seems pretty jovial, and charming in nature as he comes in and immediately speaks to these people. And he is also armed. He has a sword at his belt and a dagger on the other side. But he comes in and he says, he kind of claps his hands together and he says, "Reed, Tabitha, thank you so much for your patience. I know that it must have been the most irritating to have to wait for me to finish my business, but we're here now." And he comes in and he sits down across from them, and we're here to talk. Welcome, how was your journey? And he's, like, very, like, personable. He's, like, asking them questions about how their day went, how their journey. So tell me, how's Am been? Was your journey from the south, was it more perilous? Or did you travel alone, or did you come with a caravan? And Reed doesn't answer the "did you travel alone" question. He says, "Our journey was fine, thank you." I'm not even going to make Nova roll an insight check because it's going to be like 40 either way. You kind of get the sense that Reed, at least with the way that Sir is describing it, that Reed is being very careful about what information he is giving. Maybe not wanting to say, yes, we traveled alone, if they did, because that's a sign of vulnerability. Yep. Makes them a bit more vulnerable. What are you guys doing?
I will express that over earring to my party. To just keep a note.
Should you Do you think we should try? Does it look like he has any sort of a package or like a bag that could hold 8 vials of drow poison?
No.
I think we should wait to cast until we see something being handed off, just to be doubly sure, because they could also be getting double-crossed.
Yeah. I say we wait and see how this plan... Until we have visual on exchanging of goods, maybe?
They might go to another room.
I
think
want
we should creep
to.
up there.
I want to. If Hickory is still under, or like on someone's pant leg, I would like to just make sure, since it's that low angle, that Hickory is being aware of if anyone like is doing something like physically under the table, if one of them tries to cast a spell or something like that. And I mean, I guess if there were invisible people in this room, we don't really have a way of telling. So just gonna watch to make sure none of them are like doing any hand motions under the table.
Can I make a point out of character that I think Nova has the spell Detect Thoughts, right? And Nova knows like what her spells can do. You can use Detect Thoughts to detect hidden creatures.
That's true.
You can use it to detect, like, as long as you can see the area, you can just do like a radar ping.
Yeah, because if there's someone that's actively thinking, even if they're invisible, you can
still detect their thoughts and it's not something that anyone. It just happens. I know this because we do this all the time on Saturdays with that spell is like our mainstay.
Yeah, it is essentially like having a little bit of a radar for any intelligent thinking creatures.
Do you want me to do that?
So I will point out that Nova can't see the room.
Yeah.
Oh, so I would have to.
We're looking through Hickory, so
yeah.
You'd have
but
to
it's an option if we were to creep up.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because it's like one of those like it's blocked by stone.
Yep, that's fair.
And things.
Okay. I will keep that. It's available.
We are just gonna lie in wait. I don't think the meeting has started. I think this is the pleasantries.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to wait to see if they move or if it starts happening here.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of conversation, which Tabitha is more participating in than Reed is. The pleasantries, I mean. But after the how is your stay in Baldur's Gate and how did your travel go? How is everything okay in finding your way down here kind of questions. He finally is like, okay, so down to business then. I believe we agreed on 2,000 for the lot. And Reed nods. It's like, okay, so how are you planning on transporting? And Reed says, we have a cart waiting in the wide. Alright, well, I've got the poison in a storage unit a bit further north of here. So, if you'd like, we can wait and I can have somebody deliver it directly to you, or we can bring it here. What would you like? I'm afraid I can't actually tell you where the storage unit is. I'm sure you understand. And Reed says, if someone could meet us at the exit to the wide, we can make the pass off there. He says, lovely. Well, and turns to the child. I believe that's really all you need from me then, if you just want to give me a gold. And Reed says,
the kid? Or, okay.
He just kind of,
this is the double cross.
And Reed says, I'm not giving you any gold until I've seen the poisons.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fetcher smiles and says, good businessman. Turns to the kid and says, can you handle a pass-off? Kid nods. Guide them to the exit to the wide, then bring me back the gold. Pleasure doing business with you. I will send for the poisons.
They're gonna hand off is at the wide.
That changes things.
I do have a quick question. So it seems this man, this jovial man, is
Allegedly.
allegedly the Fetcher.
Mm-hmm.
If I ask Galore, this man that I see, who is he really? If now that I've seen him and heard him speak, would he possibly be now relevant for a legend lore spell?
Possibly. Depends on if he kind of qualifies as legendary.
I will try it.
Okay, let me look at the spell again really quick.
The casting time is normally 10 minutes, but I don't know if the item does something different.
No, the item just allows it to be cast. It's like gives you 3 charges of it or whatever.
Yeah, Galore is doing it. I'm not doing it. Yeah, because it says I can name or describe. So if I say this man that I'm seeing who claims to be the Fetcher.
Mm-hmm.
However, that means we can continue to follow these two because they'll be going to the exit. They could just be killed at the drop-off. And then the person that killed them just takes their cart. We might end up saving them by screwing them over.
Yeah.
Music's been really good. Sorry, I didn't expect the possible Fetcher to show up. So
No, that's okay. Just give me a second to figure out the details of a legend lore, and then we can keep going.
Okay.
Also, thank you for all of like the kin shifting.
It's my job.
There's always the pauses in case we want to say something. We're just like,
yeah, I give you time if you want to say something. There was this one time where I was running a game, and the session involved like 6 different people, and all of them had different accents, which is like good for you guys because it's like you can like determine who's speaking and whatnot. But I was like trying to like get like back and forth between like a Russian accent to a Greek accent to a British accent to an Irish accent. It was bad.
We can barely keep our cats Irish.
I know, man. Irish is my favorite accent to do.
It's fun.
I've been doing a lot of nice Irish little gnomish ladies lately.
Ladies, lady.
I've been doing a lot of little Irish halfling ladies. Very nice.
Cute.
Oh, would you like something to eat? I hate when really villainous people are very nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely can be confusing.
When they're all like very polite and they smile, but they like are responsible for so many dead and suffering people, and they're like, haha, how are you doing? And it's like, I hate you.
Yeah, because also it's like if they're happy, then it's like what kind of like absolute like shitstorm is brewing beneath the surface of just like you are a messed up person.
I'm hoping that Galore gives me something because I want to know like how does someone become this guy? You know?
I don't think it's him. I don't know. I think the Fetcher is probably like a fucking mushroom person. The Fetcher is those kobolds collectively.
No. It's
Manchun.
What's no? Yeah, right.
Manchun.
Everyone is just every head of every
We're convinced
shadow organization is
that kid's Manchun.
That kid is Manchun. Chunk is the Fetcher.
What if? Okay, but I mean, the kid is one of his eyes. So if these people were planning on screwing over the Fetcher, they wouldn't say anything while this kid was around. So
Yeah.
it's so interesting just to watch all the bad people do bad things
shit
to each other.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, oh, give me the gold right now. And we're like, don't do it, buddy. And he's like, not until I see the poison. We're like, yeah.
Like, GG, we're also gonna mug you later, but we're glad that you held on to that money so that our mugging is more successful.
Yeah, and Sir would be like, he said that there's a storehouse north. Can you imagine the things that he has in there?
A lot of cupcakes.
So many. Like, I know it's above our skills, but I want to take everything that this guy has.
Yeah.
I do, but
I do
we
too.
can't.
I want him out of
We
my
just have to
city.
make sure we just don't mention Liara, so that way there's no it's all on us. Cause we're gone in a couple days anyway. We just don't want any kind of like pushback onto her.
We got to do this as clean as possible so that if we go to visit Calliope, we're not already
Being
bringing
followed.
bad people after us, because they'll go after Calliope.
Sorry, this is taking me a hot second.
No, you're good.
No, it's okay. It's
Do
legend lore. Preparing it is a tricky thing.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to affect what we do. Would you prefer if we continue with the plan and then you can just tell me
Yeah,
information
that's fine.
about him later?
That's fine.
That's okay. Yeah, because I don't think if I learn anything about him, it's going to change what we do in the immediate.
I think I've got what Galore would tell you about him, though.
Okay.
If we want to just do, so Galore would say, the Fetcher, or Oscar, as he is more colloquially known, a Pied Piper of sorts. He believes himself to know all of what happens in Baldur's Gate, and he's not necessarily wrong. The Council of Four is better acquainted with him than they would like people to think.
The Council of Four. Are those
Council
like
of Four is the governmental body of Baldur's Gate.
So the Fetcher, aka Oscar, is the Pied Piper of Swords. Thinks he knows. What was that?
He claims
Uh,
to know everything that goes on in Baldur's Gate, and he's not entirely wrong in that.
Mhm.
He does pretty much know everything, but he works a lot closer with the
Oh.
there you go, the Council of Four.
There's an in.
Baldur's Gate as a city is run by the Council of Four, and that is four. Baldur's Gate, the nobles are called patriarch families. They're not called noble families, so to speak. And three of the patriarch families, technically four of the patriarch families, have somebody on the government, which is the Council of Four. There are four people, but one of them is the Grand Duke. So it's four dukes, but then there's the Grand Duke, whose name is Older Ravengard. Older Ravengard is also the leader of the Flaming Fist. So it's this weird like connection that the Flaming Fist has to the government. So Older Ravengard is the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate, and then there are three others who are underneath him that kind of also operate Baldur's Gate. So when he says the Council of Four, he means basically the entirety of the governmental body of Baldur's Gate.
and if Galore is saying they work closer than most people would know or care to admit, He's probably essentially an unofficial, like, extra duke. The Duke of the Undercellar.
Oh boy. Damn.
Could we
At the-
potentially
at, like-
spin this that if we have to be like, if any questions are asked, we put it on the Council of Four?
I think that's getting
I mean-
too complicated right now. I think we should worry about that later.
All right.
Yeah. I think that will
We need to do what we are here to do in the most immediate sense.
that will bring your home into civil war.
It needs to change. No one doesn't like how things are run here.
It needs to
Yeah, but
change, but not over a crate of poison for Liara. We'll come
We'll get
back
to
to
that.
it, we promise. Let's
Okay.
see
wait
if we
for-
can
and
follow
see
these
if-
to the meeting.
They clear out.
So, they stand, they shake hands with the fetcher, and he guides them to the door.
The same door he came out of?
No. The door that they went into to get into this room. It appears that the exit to the wide is not necessarily in this room, but it is in a secondary location. So he guides them to the door, opens it up, gives them very warm farewells. He is very disconcertingly jovial and nice, based on what you at least know about him. But the kid follows behind them, and the door is shut as they move back into the hallway.
So they go into that door, the three of them, the kid and the two people.
Which brings them back out into the hallway where they originally came in. So it looks like you guys are kind of standing in the hallway that had been guiding you this way, and if you went a bit further, there was going to be a door. And through that door is this room that they're in. So they have moved back out into the hallway from whence they came.
So they're heading back towards us. With him?
No, with the kid.
With the kid.
He doesn't go with them.
They are separating.
Yes.
He's gonna go back and tell someone to go get the poison from his hidden storehouse. They're going to go.
They're going on the
Wait
probably
for
really loopy path to confuse them and get time. Yeah, okay. So we need to move back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to move like now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start trying to be stealthy and move.
Yeah, because we can't all
Okay.
just go invisible and get behind them.
Should I try and do like a survival check to get us to the northeast, right?
Mhm.
We just need to get back behind them. I think we just need to get behind them.
It's either that or I can try the rope trick.
Yeah. Ooh, good idea. We could rope
Okay,
trick
so
and then
let's go
pop out
back.
behind them.
We'll go back, like give ourselves space and then do the rope trick.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like the first
Um,
intersection we hit, we'll rope trick up.
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay.
You have to roll for this one, right?
I do.
Yeah, roll me a spellcasting ability check.
He would ask if Nova can help him
I do.
focus before he does. Okay. Oh, what die do I want to use?
Purple.
I grabbed a purple one. It looks blue. It's purple. Natural 20.
Hey! Net 20.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm like dying.
So how high is the ceiling? Because I don't want to use like 50 feet of rope.
It's about, I'd say, 10 feet.
Okay.
10 to like 12 feet ish.
I'm gonna, because he knows how this works. He's gonna cut 10 feet off of his rope, and he's going to hold the bundle. He's going to hold the scroll, and he's going to start reading off the scroll, and the one end of the rope just starts lifting up to the ceiling, and then when it gets to the top, the little end of the rope just disappears. All right.
And
Who's
the
going
spell
up,
scroll, the symbols on the spell scroll begin to glow as you are reading it, and then the spell scroll itself is destroyed once you finish the incantation.
I don't climb up. I fly up.
Okay.
10 feet, I can lift
will
Talus
help
up.
people.
Yeah, I'll go up first because I'm such a nooblet, and you can probably get up really easy. I have new
Okay.
arms.
And then I will climb up last and then pull the rope inside.
What does your extra dimensional space look like?
Funnily enough, because it's not a very big space, it's probably like his room in the Three of Cups. It doesn't have, but it's as if none of the furniture's in it. And so there's that one. Remember how he's got the 3 windows, the panels, and he's got the green curtains. There's that. The green curtains are still there, but then when we look out the window, it's not the streets of Waterdeep, but it is in fact just looking down onto this kind of dark little tunnel.
That's disconcerting.
And then
Be looking straight and then down.
yeah. It's possible that we might be able that we might be like up and then we're looking down. But however, in here there's a whole bunch of little wood carvings of all of the forms that Hickory can be, because this is where Hickory goes to. So you don't see one for a spider, but there's a duck, there's like a rat, a quipper, and all of the traditional familiar forms. And there's like a little bowl or something for like filled with water for him in here.
Aw.
Cute.
A little mini pond. Water.
So we're inside his Pokeball.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh god.
Alright, they can't hear us or anything, and technically, I mean, we could be in here for a whole hour, but
Well, if things go haywire, we can just try to remember how to get back here and come up if we need to, if there's time.
I need to tell Tempe that I got this to work.
This is very impressive. I peek out the window. This kind of makes me a little dizzy, and like I really like boats and stuff, but this is just like upsetting. Like I climbed out of there and now I'm looking at it through a window.
Oh, yeah. I've never done this before, so it's weird. But they shouldn't be able to find us.
It's really cute in here, though.
Thank you. Magic can be cute when you try.
Thank you.
Okay. So you watch out of the window, which is giving you a bird's eye view of the tunnel below. You gather that you were relatively close to this room that the Fetcher had met with them in, because it's not very long before they walk past your window, which is through the tunnel that you guys were originally standing in order to eavesdrop.
We have to like poke our head out to see like what direction they're going.
I mean, I'm assuming it's a tunnel, so we'd watch them just walk.
Yeah, you can watch them walk down the tunnel, but beyond the direction down the tunnel they're going, if you want to see where they're going from there, you're going to need to either poke your head out or get out of the rope jerk extra dimensional space.
How long did their whole meeting with the Fetcher take?
It was very short. It was like 20 minutes at most.
The invisibility is still off of me then
I
from the walking.
Yeah, I think that's done then.
And pop my head out since I can fly.
Yeah, you can look
I'll
upside
do
down.
that. I'll
Just do it. Peek.
pop out.
Okay. You guys have kind of doubled back a bit and tucked into like a turn or like an intersection so that you could hide.
Yeah.
And get this done. So when you come out and you pop out, you're just kind of sticking your head out, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking upside down through basically the ceiling of the tunnel, they're heading a little bit back the way you came, but at a turn, it was basically like a T intersection, and you guys went left instead of right. So going back and backtracking, in order to go back where you had came from, you would need to turn right to go down that part of the T intersection. Instead of turning right, they go straight.
Oh, they
Okay.
go straight. Okay.
The third.
Yeah. So we did.
So the third
eh,
option. Yep.
and
Yep.
they're just going.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Give them a little bit of time to get ahead, because while we're in here, I can't. I'm technically not on the same plane as Hickory, so I can't check. Give it like a couple minutes, maybe like even just a minute or two, and then we should drop out. And I can end the spell.
Can I just like a perception check to see how like their gait, like how fast are they walking? If they're speedy or.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, 17.
Okay. They don't appear to be rushing. They appear to be matching the gait of the child that's leading them, of the
And they've
15-year-old that's leading them. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So just a normal meandering walk.
Okay, as long as they're not rushing, I feel. I'll
Yeah,
hop
no.
back in, let them know.
Okay. So in the time that you're waiting, can you see outside of the rope trick extra dimensional space, or
Yes.
can you also hear?
Oh, let's see.
Does it state that at all?
Let me see. Attacks and spells can't cross through the entrance into or out, but those inside can see out of it as though it is a window. It does not.
Okay, so you wouldn't
specify that we can
necessarily
hear.
be able to hear. So there is a moment where you're just waiting, trying to give everybody else that kind of space to continue forward so that you can follow them without necessarily being detected. And you're getting to a point where you're like, okay, let's hop down. But then somebody else walks through the tunnel. And it's the Fetcher who is making his way. And if you poke your head out, Nova, he goes down the hallway back where you guys came from. So he
The
does
OG
make that right.
hallway.
Yeah, the OG hallway.
Now we have a decision to make. Fetcher or them at the waiting spot.
I think what we gotta do based on like the divination magic IRL we've done is just we gotta make a decision. I feel like we should go like 1, 2, 3 and just say who you want to follow, like
Okay.
the group or the Fetcher.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I know who.
1, 2, 3.
Fetcher.
Fetcher.
So accurate.
Wait,
Hickory
what
is
did
still
what
with
did
the
Nova
group.
say?
Poison. So I'm assuming the people, because Nova wants to get
the
a hold.
group or the Fetcher?
I'm assuming the group because the group's getting the poison. So Nova said poison.
Hmm.
She wants to get the
My-
poison.
Hickory is still with the group, and the Fetcher said that he's going to bring the poison. Because
He said he was going to contact somebody to do so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so Nova's not convinced that the Fetcher has the poison. That's why I said poison, which in turn means the group is what my. But if they want to go for the Fetcher, Nova will also be like, that's also a problem. So yes.
Hickory is
I
still
miss-
with them, so.
I also misremembered like him getting the poison versus getting someone to get the poison.
That's fair.
Does that change your mind?
Yeah.
Then we'll go with the group.
Okay.
We'll stick with
Okay.
these two. All right.
Sorry.
That's
It
That's
not-
was really cute that you both said Fetcher, and I was like,
Yeah.
poison now.
No,
adorable.
it's fine. That's very the dynamic of the group.
Also-
That's exactly what it is.
the tense music there, and then after we're past that, now we're on this. The music, it's like, Sir will like fireman pole slide down the rope. He's got his gauntlets on, so that shouldn't burn him. And then he'll hold his hands out so that Talus can just princess jump into his arms.
I'm gonna fly at the ceiling. I feel like I'm gonna stay up because that'll help me be more stealthy.
It's only
Okay.
like 10 feet.
That's fine.
It's
I don't
not
want
like
to
super
walk.
high.
Yeah.
I don't want
That's
to
fine.
trip.
Do your
Sir-
thing, honey.
Yeah, flat
Yeah.
there. Sir does not do a snap and clap thing, but he does do like a
Since I already activated
And
it,
the-
so I don't
window to my room shuts, and then the rope just falls onto the ground. and he picks it back up.
Is that reusable?
Okay.
Like if you had another spell?
The rope is, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I would just need another scroll, but...
That's really useful. We should get you to learn that one.
I'll work on it. I think I'm on the brink of getting some new things. Whenever I hit level 5.
Alright, I'm gonna start...
Very proud of all of your magic, but also I think we should go.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Yes.
say, I'm gonna start flying forward.
Let's go after
Okay.
them.
Roll me a survival check.
Wait. Not clear?
Because I'm assuming you're staying
Yes.
back far enough that they can't detect you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Survival.
Or at least as
Is
far
it
as
group
you
survival
guys
or
know.
anybody?
Yeah,
Group survival.
okay.
Oh lord, this is where I'm gonna eat shit.
16.
Where's survival? Oh, it's at the end.
The bottom.
12.
Okay. So you guys begin walking in the direction that you saw them go. You're trying your best to follow the directions, kind of the way that Sawyer showed you. He was looking to see if he could find things, and then also keeping your hand like on the wall so you don't retrace your steps, because it's very labyrinthian down here. It's quite maze-like. But you get to a point where there are 2 directions to go, and you can't quite tell which way.
When in doubt, go left.
Yeah, but he said keep your right hand on the wall.
Oh.
It's like a V, basically.
Do the tunnels look completely identical?
I mean, they don't look identical just because it's natural occurring
Natural
tunnel
chaos.
system. But there's nothing that immediately like discerns the 2 of them.
If Hickory is still close, I want Hickory to try and send me an image of whether they turned left or right.
Okay. He is still close enough. He is able to communicate to you that they went left.
Oh damn, okay.
Nova, you called it. Hickory says they went left.
Okay. Roll me another survival check.
Which dice do I
Not using that dice again.
Not the party all contributing to getting through this place. Better. 9. Oop. I got that nat 20 when I needed it, and
17.
3.
interestingly, this is one of
Okay.
Sir's proficiencies. He doesn't know why he's not super bad at this.
Okay. So you keep moving along. You get the sense that you're falling a little bit behind where you may, like, kind of the ideal distance that you want to keep from them, that they may be creating more of a distance between you guys, because you're having to stop and like actually like search a couple of times to find these signs that people have been walking through, and it's difficult to discern between this group of people's like footprints or disturbances in the dirt and the dust, and other individuals' disturbances in the dirt and the dust, especially because as you're moving through, you're passing through all of these places that people congregate and do things. There's businesses, there's places where people just kind of hang out. There's courtyards. They're not actual courtyards, obviously, because you're in a cave system that lead to like where people live. So it's a lot of like, oh, are these the right footsteps that we're kind of following? So you do occasionally have to reach out to Hickory to be like, hey, can you help in like some instances to see if he can help you. Let me roll for him and his abilities here. Okay. For the most part, Hickory is able to kind of communicate to you different directions, or like you'll be like, we're in this market, can you tell us like where you went from there, or we just passed these people, did you see these people, or did you go somewhere else, things like that. Because there are just so many twists and turns in this place. You're definitely getting the idea of why a guide is kind of needed in this area. It's just, in order to navigate, it's just really, really difficult. But you may be back a bit further than maybe you would initially like in following, but you're still relatively confident that you are able to keep the trail, even if it is not as easy as you may have hoped.
Okay. If they start pulling ahead too far, does Hickory see any any specific item that either of these two or the boy has on them that Nova might be able to focus with the locate object if they get too far away from us? A discerning piece of jewelry or...
Yeah, I was gonna say, Reed has a ring on his finger that has like a purple, circular gem inlaid in it.
Nova casts Find Purple.
Find purple, because I'm gonna steal that shit. That's the one thing where she's not lawful.
She mugs people for their purple shit only.
That's one of her character flaws.
Christy's like, I'm not. Christy's like, it says we'll do anything to get purple things.
Nova multi-classes into Rogue to do the Skyrim steal the clothes off their back, but only if it's purple.
Okay, so Sir will tell you if we get too far and Hickory can't talk to me anymore, Reed is wearing a ring with a distinct purple stone on it. And then when he says that and he sees your face, he goes, to find them.
Sure.
Mugging.
Doesn't deserve to wear it. I can already tell. Let's go.
Sir's like,
he's not worthy.
Sir's like, note to self: want Nova to do something. Offer purple.
You're walking. Roll me one final survival check.
Lord. Alright, I'm gonna go green because it's color of nature, and that's like, wisdom and like druids and shit. And
I'm gonna use Nova purple again.
Okay.
15. I'm rolling real average.
The Nova dies like, stop using me for survival. 6.
6? Okay. It's been 1 week.
1 week since you looked at me.
I didn't want to say it.
It's brand.
It's bam.
It's brand. If we just say the same 3 words, we can't get copyright.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. It's brand. How long since we've been walking?
Like, I would say probably about 45 minutes.
Okay.
It's been quite a long time, and you get the idea after I'd say probably about 20 of that this kid is taking turns that don't make sense.
It's confusing.
Is probably doing his best to throw them off as far as where they are in this tunnel system, so that it is difficult for them to backtrack their way through to get back to where they were, stuff like that.
He doesn't just lead them straight there.
Yeah,
correct.
no. He's
not leading them in the most direct route. He is leading them as just the most, it just doesn't make sense, the turns he's making, and so you get to a point where you're like, he's trying to trip them up. He's trying to confuse them so they can't find their way back to these places
Need
that
to
they've
take some
been.
keen mind real quick.
Well, because the fetcher trains all the guides.
Yeah.
He makes it even more complicated than it already was.
These are probably like specific routes that they're supposed to take that they have memorized.
Sure.
But eventually, they move, and it gets to a point where you walk forward and you're like, oh shit, and you have to kind of like step back because you hear voices, you hear them talking. It looks like they've stopped. let me look at my map here.
We're trying to not be noticed. I mean,
Well,
we've
let me
already,
stealth checks then.
but for the sake of making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go with the very like ethereal, smoky. Oh, Chella's
Oh no.
rip. And Ayup?
I'm
And
here.
Ayuk?
What? Oh, okay.
Dirty 20. With
You know
purple
what?
back.
I have the thing where the
For a
non-video
sec.
participants pop away, and so
Same.
you just fully vanished for me.
Same.
Well, that is what. Oh wait, no, I'm at disadvantage. Let's see if I can go lower.
17.
7.
Okay.
Look.
I'm in my armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing your best to be quiet. It looks like they are in it is a carved out room if you're like, and you, what it is, it's like a hallway and then they went to the right, so you can like peek around the side of the wall. A carved out room that has seen better days. It looks like at some point part of this room collapsed, so there's a little bit of like rock and rubble. But there is also a staircase leading up in this room. And the kid is standing towards the entrance of the room with his hands behind his back, and Reed and Tabitha have walked into the room, and there is another human that is there waiting for them.
I'll look at Nova, and on the earring, I'll say, "Do you think now we should do that locate object on the drow poison?"
I will do that.
Okay. Does locate objects allow you to locate objects you've never seen before?
We've had a vial of drow poison.
I had a vial.
That
of
is
drow
right.
poison.
You have. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Just got real excited.
Oh, this plan is going so well.
But that's okay. I want you guys to correct me in those instances. Okay, so you can cast locate objects on drow poison. It is in fact.
Nova does that.
Yeah. What does your locate object spell look like, Nova?
Let me see. Okay, so she kind of like pulls out, like, I think Tellus would recognize it. It's a small little twig from her garden, and it's forked like a tuning fork. And she kind of like uses some of her tattoos begin to glow like really faintly, and it kind of like pulses into the small twig, giving it a charge. And like depending where the location is, it kind of like sparks to like indicate the direction. So if it's like left, it sparks left. If it's right, it sparks right.
And it does indeed spark to that right direction where these four individuals are standing.
Are we doing this now?
Yeah, it's time.
Are we just gonna attack and get the jump on them?
Yes.
Yes.
We gotta.
Okay.
I think we gotta just go.
Okay. Well, here we go. Okay.
Hold on, let me look at my spells. Whoever Nova points out has the poisons.
It's the person that was there waiting for them.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Hold Person on him.
So you're jumping out immediately
Yeah.
so that you can see.
And I'm gonna hover above Talus, flying above Talus, so she heads back up.
Yeah. I mean, these two have ranged stuff, so I'm just ready to charge in. So
Okay.
if I'm readying, I'm
Yep.
readying a
It's time,
movement.
boys and girls.
So I'm going to ask you guys this then, because if you're moving into a combat scenario, we're about 15 minutes away from our
Yeah.
ending time. You
Yeah.
guys want to end now and move into that at the beginning of next session?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. That gives you guys some time to prepare for how you'd like it to go too.
This is about to be epic chaos.
The party is just like, for once we're not talking first. We are making the strike.
So we need to just we need to go. We need to do it.
That's never happened before, by the way. We've always defended.
You guys are very diplomatic.
We're not gonna kill them. We're just gonna maim them horribly.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
reference, everything we do is non-lethal as best as possible.
I got you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take these people out, and we're gonna get everything, and we're gonna win.
When D&D
Drop rocks on them non-lethally.
rocks die, rocks fall, nobody dies.
All right.
Okay. Well, does anybody else want to sign us out? Because I'm drawing a blank.
First of all, a quick thanks once again to Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. Please check them out. Please check out our community Discord and the games that we stream all the other nights of the week. Thanks to Adrian Von Ziegler. And when you're
Cabadoning.
when tensions are running high because you're cabadoning your guide and then you're like in a circus room, but it looks like your friend's bedroom, trying to like look out windows and follow people and find poison, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus.
Hell yeah. DDBD.
We will see everybody next week, where I will be joining.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's the
Surprise!
Surprise! Alright, good game, guys. We will see you next
Bye.
week. Okay, love you, bye.
Bye.